Good morning and a very warm welcome to our service. Sorry, we seem to have a spread. I'm very that's the way it is. This morning, Bryce is holding a service at Bishop Sutton, and we're all here together. There is a little bit of news in that the diocese, or the Church of England generally, they still haven't made up their minds about masks, but it does look likely that we will be asked to wear masks at services. So we have supply. Yes.
What happens when we have communion?
Well, that would be another step. We haven't got communion next week, so if it comes in for next week, then we'll have time to think about it. But yes, I looked on the website this morning and there still wasn't anything by way of instruction as far as masks. But obviously, if you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, that's absolutely fine. I mean, and please do today. If you feel it's keeping others safe and you safe, please do. But next week we'll hopefully be able to tell you whether they're going to be mandatory or not. But we have got a supply here if by any chance you haven't got one at home. Or they are selling them in the shop actually, which two of the lads in the village are making, which is lovely. So if you want a pretty one, do go and buy one from the shop. But otherwise we'll have a supply here. Next week, Bryce will be with us, and it will be a benefice service because there's no service at Bishop Sutton next week. So it will be a morning worship, and then the following week is when we start to move into the possibility of having communion. So everything changes from week to week. It's lovely to see you all here today, and we'll start our service. The Lord is here.
His Spirit is with us.
And then we use the words of preparation, which are also on page 2. Almighty God, to whom all hearts are open, all desires known, and from whom no secrets are hidden, cleanse the thoughts of our hearts by the inspiration of your Holy Spirit, that we may perfectly love you and worthily magnify your holy name, through Christ our Lord. Amen. Our Lord Jesus Christ said, the first commandment is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is the only Lord. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbour as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Amen. Lord, have mercy.
Jesus says, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is close at hand. So let us bring before God the things that we know in our hearts, that we have done, that we shouldn't have done, and those things that we should have done, that we haven't. We say together, Most merciful God,
Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, we confess that we have sinned in thought, word, and deed. We have not loved you with our whole heart. We have not loved our neighbours as ourselves. In your mercy, forgive what we have been. Help us to amend what we are, and direct what we shall be, that we may do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with you, our God. Amen.
May Almighty God have mercy on us, forgive us our sins, and bring us to everlasting life. Through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
prepared for those who love you, such good things as pass our understanding. Pour into our hearts such love towards you that we, loving you in all things and above all things, may obtain your promises, which exceed all that we can desire, through Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord, who is alive and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. Now Emma is going to read to us, and then her reading will be followed by Carrie Ann, who will read the readings from the Old Testament.
Creator God, you made the daffodils and the dandelions, the roses and the thistles, and you saw that they were good. Who are we to decide which are good plants and which are weeds? You made each of us in your image, tall, short, blonde and dark, women and men, and you saw that we were very good. Who are we to decide which people are good and which are bad?
The first reading is taken from the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verses 13 and 16 to 19. For neither is there any God besides you, whose care is for all people, to whom you should prove that you have not judged unjustly. For your strength is the source of righteousness, and your sovereignty over all causes you to spare all. For you show your strength when people doubt the completeness of your power, and you rebuke any insolence among those who know it. Although you are sovereign in strength, you judge with mildness, and with great forbearance you govern us. For you have power to act whenever you choose. Through such works you have taught your people that the righteous must be kind, and you have filled your children with good hope, because you give repentance for sins. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
And the second reading is taken from Isaiah chapter 44, verses 6 to 8. Thus says the Lord, the King of Israel and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first and I am the last. Besides me there is no God. Who is like me? Let them proclaim it. Let them declare and set it forth before me. Who has announced from of old the things to come? Let them tell us what is yet to be. Do not fear or be afraid. Have I not told you from of old and declared it? You are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? There is no other rock. I know not one. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The Gospel reading is taken from Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 to 30 and 36 to 43. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. The slaves said to him, Then do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will tell the reapers, collect the weeds first and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. Then he left the crowds and went into the house, and his disciples approached him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field. answered, "The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are the angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen." This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Well, when I found what today's reading was, I have to say my heart sank, because in the middle of that reading there comes the wonderful story of the mustard seed. I've done the mustard seed many, many times for assemblies at school or with different groups of children. I love the story of the mustard seed. And there's also the bit about the yeast, which is also another wonderful, wonderful story. But for some reason, which I'm sure is a very good one, in the lectionary, that little bit is taken out of today's reading, and we have the weeds. So I thought, well, I've got to address this, and this is what I've come up with. During the lockdown, and as we gradually came out of that, it was wonderful to walk around and to see the diversity of the hedgerows and the verges, because they were full of different flowers, different weeds that would probably normally have just been mown down. And as I walked down to the village every day, I noticed that there was an orchid growing in a bank, and it was growing there amongst the long grass and the weeds, and it stayed there for several weeks. Very beautiful, and obviously not meant to be there, but it was there. And then one day, when I walked down the road, it had gone, because the householder had brought out his strimmer and strimmed the lot. And so, along with all the weeds and the grass, the beautiful orchid had also gone. In this parable, Jesus gives a very clear explanation of the meaning of it. So, really, we could just leave it there. But obviously it would make a very long service. And the more you delve into the parable, the more you discover. The gospel should always challenge the way we act, the way we think, the way we see, and the way we live. And the challenge for us is to allow it to do so. So where are the challenges in this parable? Of course, there are, as always, many, and many different interpretations. But let's just explore a few. Be patient. We're not always very good at this. I wonder how many of us during the recent pandemic have been willing the government to relax restrictions and move us on to the next stage towards a return to life as we knew it before COVID-19. I know that I became an avid watcher of the Downing Street daily briefings, hoping that there would be news that everything would return to normal. And well, perhaps not everything, just the hairdressers would open. Even in our relationship with God, there is a sense of urgency we often want and expect an instant response. We don't always give ourselves time to listen to the still small voice. How often have you heard people say, when there is a major disaster or even a local tragedy, "Where is God and why doesn't he do something?" But do they have the patience to sift through the debris to see where and how God is working? Because he will always be there. In this parable, Jesus reminds us that God does have a plan for his world and that he is working to bring it about in his own time, not ours. The reaction of the slaves when they realised that the weeds were growing in amongst the wheat was to offer to remove them immediately. But the owner told them to leave things as they were, as to remove the weeds would destroy the wheat. Let them grow together until the harvest, he told them. Well, this took patience and restraint, particularly for the owner and his workers, whose natural response would be to preserve the good plants rather than to give the weeds a chance to flourish. But by being patient, the crop, when harvested, was saved and the weeds were destroyed. Be alert. We've heard that so much over the past few months, and actually it's still there. Be alert, save lives. But we need to be alert in our Christian lives, to be aware of what is around us, to be able to recognise the weeds. We know that there is evil in every corner of the world. And this parable reminds us that evil is not a mistake, it is intentional. The owner had sown good seed. He had no reason to doubt that a good crop would be the result. That the enemy was clever. He had not planted just generic weeds, but darnel, or false wheat, which, as the name suggests, mimics wheat. It grows just like wheat. Its roots intertwine with the real wheat. And as it grows, it looks like wheat. But the plants are not harmless. The seeds are poisonous and can kill. It takes observation and alertness to distinguish the difference, and it was thanks to the alertness of the slaves that the weeds were discovered. But it was the sower, the Son of Man, who ensured that the crop was saved. Where we perceive there to be weeds, what are we to do? We should not jump in, judge, or take aggressive action to destroy them. But we must stay alert and allow God to lead us, for only he can make the judgment. It is never up to us. Be fruitful. What can we do? Are we to just wait? Jesus tells us that the kingdom is waiting. God has planted us in his field, the world, and he wants us to grow strong in faith and to proclaim the good news to all, so that everyone is prepared for the harvest, whenever God is ready. Just as weeds pop up in unexpected places, so does wheat. You often find wheat growing along the hedgerows, or maybe even in your garden. A bird may have dropped seed, or you've picked up the seed on your shoe. Wheat, which is good seed, can be anywhere, in unexpected places. And we need to be alert to see it. We need to see where those good seeds are. Are they muddled up with weeds? If they are, what do we do? We ask God to help us. We don't just abandon them, we're there and we look after them. And if they're nurtured, who are we to say that they won't grow into good seed? Who are we to say that those roots won't become disentangled? Be loving and forgiving. Jesus commands us to love our enemy, love our neighbour, love ourselves, and love God. Wheat and weeds do look very similar. And we don't know which are the weeds that, if they were nurtured and grow alongside the wheat, wouldn't become the good plants. Their beauty can emerge and their usefulness can become clear. We are not asked to judge who are the wheat and who are the weeds in God's field. We are told to be loving to all, and that is what we must do. Jesus never gave up on anyone. We all remember the story of Peter. Peter who let Jesus down so many times, but Jesus persevered with him until he was the one that Jesus sent out to lead his church. So just as Jesus never gave up on anyone, then neither should we. Now stand and declare our faith in God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We believe in God the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth is named.
We believe in God the Son, who lives in our hearts through faith and fills us with his love. We believe in God the Holy Spirit, who strengthens us with power from on high. We believe in one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Now, Barbara will lead us in our prayers of intercession.
Let us pray. Be still and know that I am God. Lord, we pray for your church, carrying a gospel of forgiveness and freedom, which is so much needed in our world. We bring before you our bishops and archbishops as they work to bring peace and unity to your people, both Christian and those of other faiths who strive to follow you. We pray for our own bishops, Justin and Timothy, that you may give them wisdom and strength to teach and guide your people, so that they may lighten the darkness of the world with your love and truth. We pray for our own church community, giving thanks for Claire and her family. We pray that as a community we may, through her ministry, draw closer to you. As the rebuilding of St. Peter's continues, guide the architects, builders and church wardens in the decisions having to be made. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. O God, our Heavenly Father, whose love sets no boundaries and whose strength is in service, grant to the leaders of the nations wisdom and insight at this time of change and uncertainty caused by global warming and the the coronavirus. Give to all who exercise authority the desire to defend the principles of freedom, love and trust, strength to protect and safeguard the innocent, and the clarity of vision to tread the paths of fairness, justice, and achieve a lasting peace. We give thanks for our beautiful but fragile world and pray that we may understand more fully how to live without causing damage and become worthy custodians for future generations. Lord, in your mercy. Heavenly Father, we pray for all who are unwell at this time, for those who have suffered from the coronavirus and are ill in body, mind or spirit, and for those who have been bereaved. Surround them with your healing love, reassurance and peace of mind. We pray for those who are too weak or exhausted to pray, and for those who have lost their faith. In a moment of silence, we bring before you those within our community who are in need of our prayers at this time. Gracious God, give skill, sympathy and resilience to all who are caring for the sick, and your wisdom for those searching for a cure for the coronavirus. Strengthen them with your spirit, that through their work many will be restored to health. Lord, in your mercy. And a prayer for our community. Heavenly Father, as we begin this new week, we thank you for bringing us through this time of lockdown and uncertainty of the future. We remember before you the people who live in our villages, the young families and children who attend Ropley School, for those whose lives and daily routines have been changed beyond recognition, and for those who face financial difficulties. Help us to appreciate and value what we have, and recognise the needs of the people we know and those who pass in the street. Work through us to bring comfort and support where it is needed. May your spirit and compassion flow through us so that all may feel welcomed and nourished. May our community be a place where all can flourish and the vulnerable cared for. A place where there is harmony, and every day a day for celebration. Merciful Father, accept these prayers for the sake of your Son, our Saviour, Jesus Christ. Amen.
We draw our prayers together with the prayer that our Saviour taught us, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Before we finish, I'm just going to share with you, I'm sure lots of you have got this beautiful book. There are some wonderful quotations in here, and there's one that really just struck me, and I thought this is really about today, because we've been talking about the things that we can't really see in people. And isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside. And I think that parable today is a reminder that so much happens on the inside that we don't know about. We're going to just stand and finish our service. Just have a short prayer to start with. God who allows growth even in the hard places. God who waits patiently for the right time. Send us out now into the fields of your world to plant hope amidst weeds and seeds of life. And may we learn to scatter love wisely until you gather us once more. May the love of the Lord Jesus draw us to himself. The power of the Lord Jesus strengthen us in his service. The joy of the Lord Jesus fill our hearts, and the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be among us and remain with us always. Amen.
Amen.
Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
In the name of Christ. Amen.
If you could leave in the same way that you did last week, by going out of either the main door or through the small group, and you will find collection bowls at either door if you wish to leave a contribution for the collection. It's lovely to see you all. Have a nice Sunday. I don't think you might want to meet outside.